Alright, everybody, welcome to more Jordan 1v1s, this time versus Nicov. But... Gay Parade? No, Gatorade. Gatorade. But we have Jordan, who's just doing very well against Yo, winning 2 games out of 3 versus him. Now he's facing Nicov. Spawning here is Jordan in the north-ish of the map as the blue Berbers. His opponent will be Nicov here in the south of the map as the red Goths. And man, is this not an interesting matchup. Wow. Like, Nicov playing 1v1s is so great to see. Yeah. Nicov, I've said this before, but Nicov is, in my opinion, one of the most talented players in this game. If Nicov didn't have the internet issues and was, you know, consistent about practicing, I do think he could challenge Yo, Leary, Viper, all for, like, being the #1 best player in the world for 1v1s as well as different, as well as for team games with AM. Like, I think Nicov is just an insanely good player when he's in form. But Jordan, obviously, he used to be the king. Now, let's see if he can do it versus Nicov, another, you know, player who was in a similar situation to him, just kind of coming back now. But let's look at these players' maps. Looks like a pretty good map here for Jordan. Wall here, wall here. Gold safe, berries safe. Wall to your TC here, and then wall to the side here. Yeah, I mean, I'd say the wood lines aren't the greatest, but other than that, it's a pretty good map for Jordan. You know, I certainly wouldn't complain if I was in Jordan's position. Meanwhile, here for Nicov, both stones are forward, which is never really that pretty. Gold on the side, not the best, not the worst. Wood line in the back is, like, okay, but it's on a hill, which isn't really ideal. And everything else is kind of far away, and I'd say just a significantly more open map here for Nicov. I'd definitely give the map edge to Jordan. What's he doing over here? I guess he's just taking the boar. Also, Nicov sending out a sheep just to protect the villager from getting killed by the boar. This is definitely something you can do. See Nicov potentially try and block this boar. Yep. See, the sheep block the boar for just like half a second, which is all you need. See, it's so hard sometimes to lure boars as Goths. Like, Nicov wanted the boar to move essentially like 1 tile further, but since the villagers do so much more damage to the boar, it's just really hard to do that. And hey, Distrauss, welcome back. Casting some Jordan versus Nicov 1v1 in the year 2018. Yeah, Vivi's play is always fun to watch. Also, Nicov only has 3 on wood right now. Oh, never mind. I think he's sending the 4th to wood. Maybe? Maybe he's building a lumber camp. Yep. So not entirely sure what we're going to see Nicov do just yet. Meanwhile, Jordan already has 2 farmers. 4 on wood with a 5th going to wood. Huh. I wonder what Jordan's up to. 21. He canceled the villager, so I guess he's just going up on 21 pop. Going into scouts. Nothing too crazy for him. Actually going to be 21 pop up for Nicov as well. Nicov just doing a bit cleaner, a bit faster. But no villagers going to gold just yet for Nicov means that... And no barracks. So, no militia or anything potentially just yet. He's going to be 10 villagers on wood. Nothing too crazy about that. Jordan not getting a barracks yet either. Okay, now Nikov's getting a barracks. Jordan, where's your barracks? Jordan, you really need to start a barracks right now. Unless you just plan on walling. I mean, both of Jordan's stones are somewhat far forward. Okay, there's a barracks. It's honestly pretty late, though, for Jordan. He needs to send another villager if he wants to finish the barracks in time, I think. With all the balance patches, you don't see Goths men-at-arms rush anymore. Bogus, I don't know if you've seen my YouTube video where I talk about, like, balance and design. One of my suggestions was to give the Goths their infantry discount in the Dark Age. And that would help them. Like, they're incentivized to, like, you know, men-at-arms rush is, like, pretty meta, but you can't really make the militia in the Dark Age and get the savings. But Pete's right, you still do see Goth men-at-arms rushes all the time, especially when combined with a Trush. It's just, I think it'd be a lot smoother for the Goths early game if they could make their militia in the Dark Age and get their discount. You don't actually get more than the normal amount of militia either. It's not like you can do like an Aztec 5 militia drush with the Goth discount. You still only get 3. It's actually going to be scouts for Nicov. And this is pretty interesting, because you don't normally see Goths go for scouts. Scouts for Jordan, I'd say, like, that's much more orthodox for Berbers. Jordan just getting a wall here. Pretty easy to wall at this point. Like I said, Jordan's map is pretty good compared to Nikov's, but Nicov going to be coming in with 2 scouts. Ooh, looks like he lost that one, though. So, kind of odd to see the scout play from the Goth player. Scouts is the worst matchup for M&A. I disagree. I think M&A are good against scouts. Though I guess, I don't know. Maybe it's different if the scouts are going... Like, if the men-at-arms are coming in later because you build them in the feudal age as the Goths. Because the thing with going men-at-arms against scouts is that, ideally, your men-at-arms are in your opponent's base before their stable is even complete. So you're able to take pretty favorable trades, and even when the men-at-arms die, they'll still have done a ton of damage to the scouts, and prevented the scouts from harassing your own base. So I actually quite like men-at-arms going up against scouts. If you go like 20 pop scouts, then yeah, that's possible. Ooh! Nicov learning the hard way that palisade gates are unfortunately made of papier-mâché. Yeah, you need, I think, at least a 20 pop-up for scouts. But if you do like a 21 pop scouts, which is what I would say is normal, I think the men-at-arms are just almost always do really well. All that wood? It's only like 30 wood. Which isn't like, it's not like nothing, but it's not the biggest of deals. Both players are going to be pretty safe at this point. Nicov managing to get a pretty decent wall off to his town center. It's just his gold is quite exposed. Like, you compare Nikov's gold to Jordan's, and Jordan's just so chilling at home. Even now getting a blacksmith, but Nicov is essentially 1 wheelbarrow ahead. He just chose to get it about 3 villagers ahead of Jordan. Yeah, it's a hard 1 to 2 minutes of feudal. Yeah. Interestingly, though, for Jordan, he has 5 villagers on gold, 1 range. He has a blacksmith. Let's check his POV. No fletching for him just yet, but he is making archers. Interesting. A second stable for Nicov. Is he going full scouts? Both players have 6 military, but Nicov doesn't know that his opponent is going for archers. He just sees that he has a massive scout lead over his opponent with a 6 to the 3. I mean, Jordan getting his mojo back would be fantastic. Same with Nicov. If Nicov gets his mojo back, like, that's just only good for the scene. But Nicov, without having to spend all of those resources on the, you know, the archers and stuff, he will be getting to the Castle Age fairly soon. Jordan not even clicking up yet, with Nicov actually clicking up at 17 minutes, which is quite good in this situation. Nicov has, I think, one of the best he's one of the best macro players, I think, of anyone out there. Up there with people like Doubt and Yo and Viper. Jordan's coming in with some archers. Remember, Nicov does not see this coming. Here are the archers. They do not have fletching, so they will not be getting any villager kills, but they're at least going to force Nicov off of gold for the time being. Doubt? Yeah, Doubt is definitely one of the best macro players of all time. Doubt's win rate in, like, you know, the late game is going to be astronomically higher than his win rate in the early game. Jordan trying to get through this little palisade wall, but nice market and houses coming down. But yeah, getting Nicov off the gold is going to be very nice because Nicov is going for knights. If you check Nikov's resources, he doesn't even have enough to make 2 knights. He can only make 1 knight. Well, I guess the market's up so he can sell some wood, or, yeah. It's actually going for light cav. This is a bit interesting. Though I guess, generally speaking, light cav is worth it when you have about 6 scouts. But Nicov only has 5. But he is going to be going out to the stone right away, and I do think that these knights are just going to be sort of a measure in the Castle Age, like the early to mid Castle Age, to keep Nicov alive and allow him to safely transition into Huskarls and other Gothic infantry fun. Yeah, exactly. But Nicov will throw down his second town center on the other side, so he'll just have to delete these palisades, and he'll pretty much have perfect saturation. And again, thankfully for Nicov, he does have this back gold that's just perfectly safe, so it's not like his gold is all that screwy. Monastery now coming down from Nicov. He does predict that his opponent is going for cavalry, and the camel will confirm that. As, despite making a few archers in the feudal age, Jordan didn't even bother investing in fletching, so it's going to be all about the cavalry for our Berber player here, and 3 town centers as well. So this is definitely going to be a bit of a late game battle, I guess. We'll see if, I guess, how the Goths match up versus the Berbers in these sort of macro scenarios. I tend to think that the Berbers are pretty overpowered in terms of their tech tree just being way too open. But, you know, the Goths can pull out a lot of wins when you might not expect it just by totally overwhelming their opponent. But yeah, knights are going to be on the cards here for Nicov for the time being. Not investing too heavily into these upgrades, only with a +1 defense right now. Jordan getting both Town Watch and Husbandry. Husbandry is great for camels because even though they already outspeed knights, they'll just be even better at chasing them down and forcing them to engage. But this is actually pretty nice here for Nicov, grabbing the relic right out from Jordan's, right out from under Jordan's nose under this TC. Again, you can't see the nose, but it's there. All TCs have noses. Yeah, I say this in my balance discussion video. Ugh. That's a bit unfortunate there for Nicov. A little sloppy. I think his gather point was out, and the monk just kind of walked out and just died to that scout. But, I say this in my balance discussion video. Berbers should lose gunpowder. I think that would... Berbers should lose gunpowder and guilds. I don't see why they need either of those sort of technologies. Because Berbers already have, like, just fantastic trash and cheap costing gold units. Like, the trash is great because they have genitors, which are cost-efficient, population-efficient skirmishers in the Imperial Age. And they have cheap hussars, which are also great in the Imperial Age. And then on top of that, their gold-costing cavalry units are also cheaper. So you don't need guilds, you don't need an even better conversion of resources. No other way to deal with heavy infantry? Yeah, but like that's the Civ's weakness, right? Right now the Civ doesn't have a weakness. Like, how do the Vietnamese deal with heavy infantry? They don't. How do the Huns deal with heavy infantry? They don't. How do the Mayans deal with heavy infantry? They don't. Etc., etc. you could say the same thing about the Saracens. Well, except the Saracens do have hand cannons. That doesn't make sense. You should be grateful. Could have not had champion. Why on earth? Like, I remember Resonance 22 talking about how, you know, he had to push for the Vietnamese getting champion, and I'm like, how bad were the Vietnamese before? Yeah, Chinese don't get HC either. His poor siege otherwise, though. GPN, Berbers have alright siege. They have siege engineers. They have onagers. They have capped ram, at least. Actually, let's check that real quick while the game's paused. Yeah, that's Jordan, that's Berbers. Yeah, Chinese don't need hand cannon. Yeah, this game goes for playability over, like, gameplay balance over historical accuracy any day. Yeah, Berbers, like, if they lose Bombard Cannon, they get Onager, Capram, Heavy Scorpion, and Siege Engineers. That's not a good, like, siege tech tree, so that is not, you know... That's not the worst siege tech tree in the world. It wasn't like the Magyar siege tech tree. Because Magyars, before their buffs, didn't even have Heavy Scorpion or Siege Engineers. So actually, come to think of it, they would have exactly the Magyar siege tech tree with losing Bombard Cannon. Yeah, historically accurate China would be broken as fuck. Like, the most powerful civs in the game would just be the Chinese and the Indians. The Chinese and Indians just destroy everybody. Maybe the Saracens. The Saracens for a little bit. Indians with camels. How many camels do you see in India? Only in the northwest, I believe. But Castle will be coming down here for Jordan. I don't think he'll be wanting to go into Camel Archers this game. Camel Archers, generally speaking, aren't that great versus Goths because of Huskarls. Like, both Huskarls and Pikemen kill Camel Archers. Oh god. That would just be like a civ. That would just be Mongols, but with a better tech tree. Celts, if historically accurate, yeah, the Celts would suck. But lots of pikemen are coming out here for Nicov. Both players still in the Castle Age, but really all Nicov wants to do at this point is to make sure that he can defend, get up to the Imperial Age, and get to that Gothic flood that is ever so famous. Anti-Mongols, Mongols? Yeah, exactly. But these pikemen will be sufficient at turning away these camels for the time being because of Sijin throwing down the nerf hammer onto all camels, which is a bit unfortunate for civs like the Saracens and the Turks. But, well, Jordan is going to be the first person to click up to the Imperial Age. Nicov going to be hot on his heels, only being about 30 seconds slower. Both players are also about to have one relic. And I'd say, overall, things are looking pretty even as we get into the Imperial Age. As for a second, they were literally one score between each other. The KDs are almost perfectly even. The relic counts are going to be perfectly even. The castle counts are even. Yeah, except insane Cavalier spam. GPN, Berbers don't have Halberdier, thank God. I actually think the civ that should lose Halberdier is Indians. I don't think Indians need Halberdier. Couple nights nice here for Jordan, just patrolling this relic location. Going to make it a bit annoying for Nicov to take. He's going to have to commit some units along with the monk. Also, Nicov smart sending out a protective Royal Guard squad of these pikemen to protect the monk, gathering that relic over there, as relic control is quite crucial in the late game. Villager counts, again, pretty even, all things considered. Both of these guys are on just 3 town centers, I believe. 1, 2, 3... Yeah! Second castle is up here for Jordan, though, and he's actually throwing down tons of additional archery ranges. This is very likely for hand cannoneers. He's going to be on 5 total archery ranges, so it actually looks like it's going to be just pure gunpowder from Jordan. Probably just going to be going for hand cannon plus bombard cannon, and then maybe some cavaliers or something in front. Maybe just even light cav. Nicov, well, Nikov's playing as the Goths, and the Goths make infantry. So that's exactly what the Goths are going to do. Nicov doing exactly the same thing I do. Nikov's doing the same thing that I do when I play as Goths, and that's just make everything a house wall. Everything is a house wall. Though it will take a hot second for Jordan to get his hand cannon production underway. He is getting leather archer armor, chemistry, and conscription all at the same time right now, as well as another archery range. But obviously, you do have to research that chemistry technology before you can get hand cannons out and running. So I do think Nicov should start making something happen. Never found a single situation for going Halbs as Berbers ever. Yeah. Nicov food eco? No problem. Nicov is currently at 56 farmers. Spam does require good food eco, but 56 farms is a lot of farms. That is what you would call a lot of farms. But this is going to be a problem here for Nicov. I actually think Nicov is really going to start to struggle at this point, because the hand cannons are coming out. 2 castles positioned very well defensively. It's going to be a little rough for him, I feel. Good wood eco? Yeah. 56? I mean... Yeah, I think that's about fine. Now that we have bombard cannons and hand cannons coming out, it's just... I feel like it's going to be really hard for Jordan... Or rather for Nicov to break Jordan. The capped rams are a cute idea, but with the bombard cannons in the back, it's going to be pretty hard. Huscarls have closed the distance. They do not have the best upgrades, though, whereas Jordan's hand cannons have all of their upgrades. Hand cannons, of course, being very easy to fully upgrade, but hey, he has all the upgrades. Also, very nice positioning here from Jordan, just making his units as efficient as possible. But now it's going to be a question of, what is more powerful, the cost efficiency of these hand cannons or the flood of Huscarls? Because we do have trebuchets and caprams starting to work down at these castles. Nicov also being clever and making sure that he's sniping these bombard cannons, which are going to be the biggest threats to these caprams. Really the only threat to these caprams. I'd actually say that Nicov is, generally speaking, playing this well, but his numbers are just really starting to tank. Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, he's not even going to finish killing that bombard cannon. And... yeah, that's a lot of hand cannons left alive. It's 44 military to 17 in favor of Jordan. Oh, Jordan also being really smart here, taking this neutral gold while he can. Nicov about to do the same on his side, but really unable to stop his opponent from gathering gold. Here we go. Smart move there, but really... this is a problem. Yep. With a lot of Huscarls, you can kill HC quite easily. Yeah, but the thing with HC is if you're playing defensively with hand cannons, like especially with the protection of camels and bombard cannons, it's going to be really hard for Goths to be cost efficient. Yeah, again, it's... if you can get the full spam running, it's really good when fighting in the open. But remember, Jordan didn't have to fight in the open. He fought right here between these 2 castles. He fought right over here, and the Goths never got, like, a great surface area. And now Nikov's just totally screwed. I don't even think he ever got perfusion. Yeah, he never got perfusion. Jordan doing in the west? Jordan just has had these 2 knights patrolling. He has this random monk here looking for a relic, and then looks like these Huskarls did manage to deny this gold from Jordan. Nicov doing everything he can to hold on. The military count is closing, but remember, these numbers are still in favor of Jordan. And the Goth player never wants to have less army numbers than their opponent. However, Nicov has 140 villagers right now, and that is a huge economy. But here they come. And hand cannons have range, whereas Huskarls don't. Even if the units are pretty even against each other in, like, a melee situation, now they can fight underneath this castle. And yeah, you know, Huskarls don't take a lot of damage from castles, but 4 arrows doing a few damage is definitely going to add up. But gets 80 Huskarl? Well, yeah, but at that point, Jordan would have, like, 80 hand cannons. But hey, Nicov is not giving up, and he is just sending more and more units forward. And I think this is going to be the biggest advantage of Huskarls over hand cannons, is that they are faster. You can send them to harass much more easily than the hand cannons, which kind of have to be grouped up in one big forward push. That's a good trade for Nicov. Yeah, I think it was pretty good. Like, Nicov wants to trade at this point. Like, Jordan wants to keep as many units of his alive as possible, and this is going to be the sorts of engagement that Nicov really wants to take. With Arson, the Huskarls are going to be pretty good at tearing down buildings, even like castles, and if you're catching the hand cannons out one by one as they are produced from the archery range, that's going to be really good for Nicov. Because where the Huskarls are going to struggle versus the hand cannons is if they can take a good engagement when bunched up in a tight little ball in a choke point like this. Yeah, exactly, exactly. You cannot let the Huskarls get into his eco. Like that. Like, this one Huskarl is going to kill at least a few villagers. Jordan running away to this gold mine. Though, to be fair, Jordan is also attacking this gold mine of Nicov. Can't really do a whole lot about it right now. Unfortunately, though, for Nicov, he doesn't have a castle, so he can never research perfusion. And does Nicov have any stone miners? Nicov has 12 stone miners. I don't know where they are. Oh, they're right here. So if he can get another castle and get perfusion and conscription, those are going to be pretty important. Yeah, Bogus, that is exactly what I've been saying. Hey, Robo. How'd the DM tournament go? Casting Nicov versus Jordan 1v1 Arabia in 2018. Who would have thought? Yeah, but now we have Nicov up to 153 villagers. Once again, has reclaimed the military lead. And I think Nicov is looking really good to take this game. Nice. Nice, nice. Made $5 to spring ever wakes up. Rip. But yeah, now that we have Jordan off of this gold, we have Nicov reclaiming his gold. Oh, Nicov, Nicov. The good old 50-minute bow saw and heavy plow. And stone mining. That's a little painful. Just a little painful. But I really think Jordan's running out of gold very quickly. And Nicov isn't. And Nicov has the food and wood economy for the next, you know, at least 3 millennium. And I think he's looking really good to take this game. He just did a really good job of picking Nicov apart, or picking Jordan apart, rather. That's not what you want to be doing with the Huskarls, but... Again, it's going to be all about just grinding down Jordan, preventing him from taking gold, preventing his death ball from becoming too massive. Castle's now up from Nicov, and since he has plenty of gold in the bank, I think he should just instantly slam down perfusion. Hey! Who would have thought? Who would have thought? But now we have 2 trebuchets out from Jordan. I mean, Perfusion's going to be completed, but I don't think Nicov has conscription. Let me double check. No, he does. Never mind. So yeah, Perfusion now completed for Nicov, and that's going to be crucial. He's at 210 out of 210 population, 147 villagers. Actually, a smaller military than his opponent. Behind all of this, Jordan has been getting up a massive army. But that's a lot of Huskarl. There's more and more barracks coming down. Yeah, now we can just suicide units for days. Again, well, I do think it's going to be important here for Nicov to start removing Jordan from this gold and this gold. And it is a bit unlucky here for Nicov because Jordan has 2 neutral golds that are pretty easily available to him, whereas Nicov only has the 1. So that's just a bit unfortunate. Tons of light cav now out for Jordan. And Nicov is going to need to actually engage this army eventually. Where are his Huskarls? Is he just using them all to raid? Oh, he's just right-clicking the castle at this point. Is that going to be enough, though? Is this castle going to go down? It's going to be close if the repairs come in. I don't think it's going down. This castle's not going down, no. Oh, no. That is such a disaster for Nicov. Oh, God. That was such a bad trade for Nicov. He's just threw away, like, 25 Huskarls for nothing, and he's getting the front of his base totally demolished by these hand cannons. Of course, he's able to instantly replenish his army, but eventually you're gonna need to kill this army from Jordan. And right now, Nicov is not doing a very good job of eventually killing this army from Jordan. When the castle comes down, the Halbs can come out? Why? Jordan's making hand cannons, not camel archers. Well, now we have the Huskarls trying to go for an engagement. Ooh, is this going to be a big sandwich maneuver from Nicov? I think yeah, it's definitely what he was going for. Oh my god, this is such a good engagement from Nicov. This was so smart. But that is an insane position for Jordan. Oh my god, that is an insanely good position for those hand cannons. All of these Huskarls just milling around like idiots. And the thing is, Jordan's population is slowly but surely declining, whereas Nikov's is staying pretty consistently around 200. But yeah, the Halbs are for the Hussars, because Jordan is now making plenty of Hussars, because Berbers have cheap Hussars. Also, in the background of all of this, Nicov has just been constantly harassing with some few random infantry units here and there. And it looks like once again we see Jordan kind of starting to fall apart. But I guess on the other hand, Jordan's trying to take this gold from Nicov. And Jordan does have 3 relics to the 2 of Nicov. Well, I think he has 3 relics. Saw a monk carrying a relic not too long ago. Maybe it died somewhere. These are mostly Halbs, so they're going to get massacred by these hand cannons. Yep. Ah, there's the monk. So yeah, Jordan will have 3 relics to the 2 of Nicov, but here we go. Push at the front of the base of Jordan. These guys have Blast Furnace, they have the Goth Infantry bonus, they have the Huskarl Innate bonus versus buildings, and they have Arson. They're going to tear down buildings pretty quick. Yeah, but now Jordan is about 25 military ahead of his... or 25 military behind his opponent, rather. And this may be the last battle of this game, because if this castle goes down, the entirety of Jordan's base is going to become wide open to just the flood of Gothic infantry. Though on the other hand, Nicov is starting to run out of gold. Gold is starting to become an issue for Nicov. So he's... I do think Nicov really has to make something happen with this push. And this castle is going to go down, but so are all of the infantry units. I think Nicov, because he has guilds, he got that tech earlier. Yeah, he's just selling stone. Now he has the gold he needs. He can just remass, replenish his army. And I think he might just be able to steamroll through Jordan's army. Grind halbs forever? Yeah, that's also a potential. Like, I was worried a bit for Nicov in that you can... Like, this is a sufficiently scary number of hand cannons that, like... You can't just spam halbs into those hand cannons and expect that to work. But now that he had a bunch of extra stone in the bank, he's able to sell it, able to produce a ton more Huskarls as well as Halberdiers. Didn't someone say a BOA game was when my Mongols going full Hussar versus full Huskarl and winning? GPN, I cast, I think, not every single game of BOA, but like 95% of the games, and I don't remember that. But there are a lot of games, so maybe I just forgot. But yeah, we still do see Jordan with a military lead over Nicov. Now Nicov is getting elite skirmisher, and I think this is going to be the nail in the coffin. Okay, your Robo doesn't remember either. Yeah, I cast almost every game of that tournament, and I don't remember. Nicov just has halbs patrolling this way and that. And at this point, I'm just not sure what Jordan thinks he can do to win. There's also still about 1,000 gold here for Nicov. I mean, both players can take it, but I guess, but Nicov has access to about 1,000 extra gold that he can mine over there, which could be pretty nice to have at this stage in the game. But yeah, it just feels like slowly but surely we're gonna see Jordan just being grinded down. Now there's a hole into this farming economy of Jordan. Yeah, he has a nice farming economy all the way to the north of the map, but this is just totally wide open to more infantry being swarmed in by Nicov. Late game Berber economy. I mean, the 10% faster moving villagers don't really help that much in the late game. It's just mostly that their units are cheap. Yeah, now Nicov is pretty much untouched at home. There was a time when Jordan was able to send in a ton of Hussars, but now that we have skirmishers coming in from Nicov, I actually think this is going to be the nail in the coffin, so to say, because the skirmishers are just going to kill the hand cannons. Robo, I could be incorrect, but I've done some like farming tests, and everything I've seen shows that the faster movement speed for the villagers only helps the farming economy by like 7%. So I mean, it's not like awful, but it's like half as good as like the Slav bonus. Didn't even know Slav farmers. Well, that's because the bonus was broken before the fix. Now you definitely notice the Slav farm bonus. But yeah, I mean 7% is, like, it's not terrible, but... Yeah, but only after wheel... Yeah, but, like, by the time you get... After you get wheelbarrow and handcart is when the bonus starts becoming very good, if that makes sense. And the 7% isn't bad. I actually think one of the best uses of this bonus, like the Berber villager movement speed bonus in the late game, is that you have so many villagers that are going to be like walking a long way for like lumber camps and farms, and that I think is where, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Robo, that's exactly what I was talking about. The farms can be pretty far away from the mills, the lumber camps can be pretty far away from the wood lines. And that is, I think, probably the best application of the Berber eco bonus in the late game. Like, it's not the best late game eco bonus, but it's certainly helpful. I would never say that it's, like, not, like, useful at all. Hussars coming in to raid this gold mine, but hello, no one's there. Nicov now getting masonry. Why not? Hussars wandering their way into the back of Nikov's base, but there aren't too many of them, and just a couple halbs will clean those up, no problem. And again, my question to Jordan at this point is, how do you plan on actually winning this game? It just seems like Jordan's trying to not die right now. I'm not really sure how he plans to actually force his opponent to resign. Because you can just spam halberdiers here and maybe a few skirmishers or huscarls, and you can clean up this harassing force. Some 100 extra resources in a short time. I mean, it's not like... It's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I actually also really like the bonus in the early game for just giving you really smooth boar lures. It really helps you move around with your villagers if you're forwarding, or if you're defending from a forward or something like that. I think that the cool thing about the Berberville bonus is that it's very versatile. Looks like this may be the last engagement here for Jordan. Skirmishers are actually falling like flies. And Jordan actually managed to win that. Looks like the halberdiers didn't engage into the hussars like they should have. Yes, bogus. Good summary. Good summary. It's a good bonus. It's not the best bonus, but it's just a good bonus. It's the Berbers' second best bonus, after their cheaper cavalry units. But again, like, so long as Nicov just spams and just slowly whittles away at these hand cannon numbers, I think he's going to be fine. He's now just maintaining about a 20 military advantage over his opponent. Now, yeah, Nicov is doing the smart thing in this situation. He's grouping up his trash units, making sure that they don't just trickle in one by one so they get picked off in 2 shots by the hand cannons. Making sure he just has a big old mass of them. The hand cannons fire very slowly. Then you can just have them charge forward, charge blindly into the enemy ranks. And yeah, I don't see Nicov being stopped here. Yeah, it's like 22 or something, Pete. Something like that. So look at this massive army here for Nicov. I don't see this being stopped by Jordan. He's now getting siege engineers. Also, Nicov has almost 8k food in the bank, 1k wood. Check Jordan's resources. He's got about 1k of each food and wood, but his army's more expensive than Nikov's. Yeah. Well, the Hussars are taking an engagement into the opponent's skirmishers. Forced to run away because of the halbs, though. Nice micro here by Nicov, focusing at the hand cannons as opposed to the skirmishers. Definitely good choice there, even sending in the halbs to fight the Hussars. And this is just a much better engagement for Nicov. He has the numbers, and I think this might be it for Jordan this game. Random Knight. Gonna die. Skirmishers just trying to run down the halberdiers, or hand cannons. They both start with H. But yeah, I mean, again, what is Jordan going to do that wins this game? How does he force Nicov to resign? And I don't think there is any way that Nicov is going to be forced to resign at this point. Jordan can do everything he can to slow his own death, but he's not actually going to stop it. Just more and more halbs. Every soldier that falls is replaced by another one. whereas every soldier that falls for Jordan's army is not particularly replaceable. Castle is still up on this side, though, for Jordan, but despite this castle being on a great position on this hill, it doesn't really guard that much of Jordan's economy. More and more units flooding in here for Nicov. With idiot-proof boar lures. Oh yeah, they... You know, the Berbers have, you know, an Ornlu-proof boar lure, right? Like I said, it gives you such consistent Dark Ages, so you don't, you know, lose villagers to boars like I do all the time. A random militia coming in from Nicov. This is the hero militia. The militia that was foretold. Yeah, and just a few Huskarls mixed into this army are just going to be so incredible against these skirmishers. Wait a minute. I just realized, Jordan's not making Genitours. So, question for you guys that I don't have an answer to. Is it worth it to make Genitours in this situation versus the Goths, who have cheap halberdiers that they're going to be making? Because the Genitours are significantly better than skirmishers in these sort of population efficiency scenarios. But, of course, they're weak to halberdiers, whereas skirmishers are not. No, it's not worth it to make Genitours? Or no, you should be making Genitours. Oh, wait. Oh, Genitours don't have a bonus versus halbs? I didn't realize that. Yeah, oh, I didn't realize that. Then yeah. They definitely don't make it. But Jordan's trying to make something happen here. This is quite a game. Also, welcome back to the stream, Lone. I mean, right now, military count is dead even. And there are still more gold units in the army of Jordan than in the army of Nicov. But again, look at Nikov's bank. 5.5k food, 3k wood. Look at Jordan's economy. About 2k of both wood and food. Actually, Jordan has enough stone for another castle, interestingly enough. But this, it feels like this stands on a razor's edge here. Yeah, Goths versus Berbers. Do we see Champ from Nicov? I don't think he has the resources. Well, he's getting scale mail armor. Did I miss, like, longswordsman or something being upgraded? Wait, or Nicov has one, or sorry, Jordan has one barracks. And he's getting scale mail armor. But I feel like having Onager from Nicov is more of a game finish than it would be for Gordo. Maybe. We also have these Trebs with siege engineers here from Jordan. Jordan is... he's trying, man. Again, Berbers are so strong in the late game. Like, these Hussars cost 20% less than normal, and they're just as good as every other, like, Civ's fully upgraded Hussars. We already talked significantly about the faster-moving villagers being good in this scenario. And even though, you know, it's not like the strongest eco bonus ever, it's better than the Goth eco bonus at this point, which is none. What Trebs will be decisive? Maybe. Oh, but this is a massive Hussar raid coming in here for Jordan. He's just sending all of his Hussars. Is this a mistake? Because it's leaving his skirmishers wide open for these these Huskarls to walk right on in, and 4 halberdiers will kill all of these skirmishers. Now, just a couple halbs will clean up all of these Hussars, and that was an incredibly good fight for Nicov. I think these, like, the attempt for a massive Hussar flank from Jordan might have cost him this game. Because now the military favor is, like, 30 in favor of Nicov, and he has the faster, you know, producing military facilities. So I do actually think Nicov will still take this game, but Jordan doing everything he can to come back. But yeah, I think these numbers are looking to be insurmountable at this point. I think. Jordan is also starting to run out of wood. Plenty of wood left there, a little bit of wood left there. Plenty of wood left here. This is like a green Arabia, so there's, you know, lots of wood to be gathered. As a wise man named Raiden once said. Jordan also getting squires. Where are Jordan's barracks? Okay, now he's making more barracks. And Berbers do get fully upgraded champions. Or are these for pikemen? Can't tell. Shenanigans? There's just occasional unit running around. Though there still is about 1,000 gold here you can mine, which is not insignificant at this point in the game. Another massive battle about to happen, but the Hussars patrolling right into the waiting arms of these halberdiers. And the skirmers are just not able to kill them fast enough. I mean, now the halberdier numbers are starting to plummet. And the Hussars have managed to wrap around and start engaging the skirmishers. Is this going to be what Jordan needs? I mean, now he has the closer reinforcements. He's right next to his production facilities. Oh man, this is... Yeah, Jordan's now researching longswordsmen at the hour and 28-minute mark. Oh man, and he has just enough gold to switch into champions. I'd say that he has, like, just enough gold to switch into champions. This game, man. More and more units flooding into this economy of Jordan. Nicov could use light cav. He is making light cav. He has fully upgraded light cav. At least for the Goths. Yeah, this game has gone on an hour and a half already. Told you we'd see a macro game this time. Jordan now getting two-handed swordsman. And right, you know, again, it has to be said, yes, Nikov's army is way cheaper than Jordan's. Wait, what? Oh, I don't think the spec overlay includes, like, conscription increasing the building speed, but he was researching two-handed swordsman and champion at the same time for a second on the screen. Jordan is nearly out of wood, but he still has wood he can take. He can retask villagers to wood if need be. And also, even if Jordan gets up to champions, they're not going to have all of their defense upgrades, at least unless he starts researching them. Champs are trash killers, but there's a lot of trash he needs to kill. This garbage man's gotta take out a lot of trash. Also, Jordan, Nicov, someone take this gold. It's 1,000 free gold. Well, Jordan is now getting chainmail armor, and like I said, Berbers do get fully upgraded champions. This game, I guess, could still go either way, but I feel like Nicov still is in a great position. The actual numbers of hand cannons has plummeted to about 0 at this point. There's even a hand cannon for Nicov. Yeah, now Nikov's the one switching into hand cannons to deal with his opponent's champions. Yeah, they're both definitely abusing the market hard. I assume everything's bottomed out. Yeah, everything except stone is bottomed out, and both players have access to guilds. So, few units trickling here and there, but again, the military numbers do favor Nicov in this situation. Jordan has the hill, to be fair. But now the Halberdiers are starting to close in on these skirmishers. The champion numbers are starting to fall. The military numbers for Nicov are remaining quite steady. But again, it's just that production capacity is just right there for Nicov, or for Jordan. And now, yeah, Nikov's numbers are starting to plummet. He doesn't have the production facilities as close as Jordan does. Oh yeah, honor tribute, very good here. Does Nicov have ballistics? Can check. Nicov doesn't have thumb ring because Goths don't get thumb ring. Yeah, he has ballistics. And that's going to be the GG from Jordan. He just realized that he just can't match the mass of infantry and, I guess, skirmishers and stuff at this point. And wow. That was a fantastic game for both players. We have 20 viewers here. Thank you so much to everyone who's tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that game. I'm going to be putting it on YouTube for all y'all. Almost 1,500 kills for Jordan, but it's a matter of cost efficiency. More stone and gold too, but look at that difference in terms of wood, especially for Nicov. Food a bit as well, but definitely the wood. 153 villager max.